The stars looked peaceful from the bridge of the warship Dominion's Fist. Admiral Tae-ho stood with his hands behind his back, watching the blue-green planet grow larger on the main screen. Earth, such a small, unremarkable world. Yet it sat in the perfect spot for the hegemony's next expansion. "Admiral," said Commander Jiwoo, approaching with a datapad, "our scouts have finished their scans of the human fleet." Tae-ho turned, his purple skin gleaming under the bridge lights. "How many ships do they have?" 8 visible warships, sir. All of them are old designs, probably 50 years behind our technology. The humans also have some cargo vessels and mining ships, but nothing that could threaten us. Tae-ho nodded. This would be easier than he thought. The galactic hegemony had been watching Earth for decades. The humans had only discovered faster-than-light travel 50 years ago. They were still babies compared to races that had been traveling between stars for thousands of years. "What about their defenses?" Tae-ho asked. "Minimal, sir. A few orbital stations around their planet. Some weapon platforms near their moon. Nothing our shields cannot handle." Jiwoo paused. "The humans seem to know we are here. They are sending communication signals. Let me hear them." The bridge speakers crackled to life. A human voice spoke in their strange language, which the ship's computers translated instantly. "Unknown vessels, this is Captain Sung-min of the Earth Defense Force. Welcome to our system. We would like to discuss peaceful contact between our peoples." Tae-ho laughed. Peaceful contact. How naive. He looked at his communications officer. "Open a channel." The human appeared on the main screen. He looked young for a ship captain, with dark hair and serious eyes. His uniform was simple, nothing like the elaborate dress of hegemony officers. "I am Admiral Tae-ho of the Galactic Hegemony 4th Fleet," Tae-ho said. "Your species has been selected for integration into our empire. You will surrender your weapons and prepare for occupation." Captain Sung-min's face did not change. "Admiral, we would prefer to discuss this peacefully. Perhaps we can find a solution that benefits both our peoples. There is nothing to discuss. You have 72 hours to power down all weapons and military installations. Any resistance will result in the destruction of your cities. May I ask what you want from our world?" Tae-ho smiled, showing his sharp teeth. "Your system contains valuable minerals. Your people will provide useful labor. This is not a negotiation, human. This is an order." The communication ended. Tae-ho turned to his staff. "Deploy the fleet in standard occupation formation. These primitives will see the wisdom of surrender once they understand how outmatched they are." On Earth, Captain Sung-min sat in his command chair aboard the Soul's Pride. His ship was indeed old, but it had been his home for 10 years. Around him, his crew worked quietly at their stations. "Captain," said Lieutenant Yoon-ji from the communications station, "the alien fleet is taking positions around our planet. I count 847 ships." Sung-min nodded calmly. "Send a message to all Earth defense ships. Tell them to power down weapons and appear to comply with the aliens' demands." "Sir?" Lieutenant Yoon-ji looked confused. "Are we really surrendering?" "No," Sung-min said quietly. "We are following Protocol 7. At the same time, Dr. Hye-jin was working frantically in her laboratory on Earth. As humanity's top expert on alien life, she had been studying the hegemony signals since their arrival. What she found worried her deeply. The aliens' language contained many words for slavery, conquest, and resource extraction. They spoke of humans the way humans might speak of cattle. This was not a first contact situation. This was an invasion. Her assistant, researcher Min Ki, burst into the lab. "Doctor, the aliens are demanding to speak with our government leaders. What do they want?" "Complete surrender. They want us to give up all our weapons and technology. They are also asking for population counts and industrial capacity reports." Dr. Hye-jin felt cold. "They are planning to enslave us." Meanwhile, deep beneath the surface of the moon, General Dong-hyun received Sung-min's coded message. The hidden command center, built inside an old mining complex, came alive with activity. Dozens of officers worked at consoles that should not exist, according to public records. "Sir," said Colonel Jae-sung, approaching the general's station, "Earth Defense has confirmed alien hostile intent. Captain Seung-min requests activation of contingency plans." General Dong Hyun studied the tactical display. The alien fleet was large, but it was also positioned exactly where they had hoped it would be. Not yet. Let them get comfortable first. Far out in the asteroid belt, Lieutenant So Young floated in the observation pod of what appeared to be a simple mining station. Her sensors tracked every alien ship movement. The enemy had no idea they were being watched by equipment far more advanced than anything Earth publicly possessed. "Mining Station 7 to Luna Base," she whispered into her communicator. "Enemy. Fleet is deploying in standard occupation pattern. They are not scanning for hidden assets." Back on the alien flagship, Admiral Taeho reviewed reports from his subordinates. Everything was proceeding as expected. The humans had 8 warships, and all of them had powered down their weapons. Earth's orbital defenses were offline. The planet's communications networks were primitive but functional. "Sir," said Commander Jiwoo, "we have intercepted human military communications. They appear to be coordinating a complete surrender." "Excellent. Begin deploying occupation forces to their major cities. Start with their capital cities and industrial centers." As alien shuttles descended toward Earth's major cities, Dr. Hai-Jin met with world leaders in an emergency session. The meeting took place in a bunker deep beneath Geneva, Switzerland. "The aliens are not interested in peace," she reported. "Their language and behavior patterns indicate they view us as resources to be harvested. The president of Earth's United Government," an elderly woman named Chang Mi, listened carefully. "What are our options?" "Publicly, we continue to appear compliant. Privately, we must hope our preparations are enough." President Chang Mi nodded. For 50 years, ever since humanity first achieved faster-than-light travel, Earth's governments had been preparing for this moment. They had studied every alien signal they could detect. They had built defenses the galaxy did not know existed. Captain Seung-min watched alien shuttles land in cities around the world. His orders were clear: do nothing that would reveal humanity's true capabilities. Let the aliens think they had won. On his private channel, he received a message from Admiral Kyung-ho, a man most of the galaxy believed did not exist. "All units remain hidden. Wait for my signal." The aliens established occupation headquarters in major cities. They began cataloging human resources and technology. Their reports back to the hegemony confirmed what they had expected. Earth was a primitive world with limited military capability. Admiral Taeho was pleased. The occupation was proceeding smoothly. The humans seemed resigned to their fate. Some were even cooperating, providing information about their world's resources. He did not notice that the cooperation was carefully controlled. He did not realize that every scan of human facilities was being monitored and analyzed. He did not know that while his ships orbited Earth in triumph, hidden sensors throughout the solar system tracked his every movement. As the first day of occupation ended, Taeho sent a report to Hegemony Command: Earth pacification proceeding ahead of schedule. Human resistance minimal. Recommend beginning resource extraction operations. Far away in deep space, other hegemony fleets received the news. Earth had fallen without a fight. The humans were as weak as intelligence had suggested, but on the moon, in hidden command centers and aboard disguised ships throughout the solar system, humanity prepared for war. The aliens had made their move. Soon, it would be humanity's turn. The peaceful blue world below continued to spin, its people appearing defeated. But appearances, as the hegemony would soon learn, could be very deceiving. Admiral Taeho stood on the bridge of his flagship, watching Earth grow larger on the main screen. Behind him, 800 ships of the hegemony Fourth Fleet held perfect formation. The largest invasion force ever sent against a single world was about to complete its mission. "Admiral," Commander Jiwoo reported, "all ships are in position. The humans have not responded to our ultimatum." "Then they have chosen destruction," Taeho said. "Begin the demonstration. Target their largest city with a warning shot." The massive dreadnought Dominion's fist powered up its main weapon. Energy gathered in the ship's forward cannon, enough to level several city blocks. But before the weapon could fire, a transmission came from Earth. "Admiral Taeho, this is Captain Seung-min. Earth surrenders unconditionally." Taeho smiled. "Put him on screen." The human captain appeared, looking defeated. His uniform was wrinkled, and dark circles showed under his eyes. "We cannot fight your fleet. Earth formally surrenders to the galactic hegemony. A wise decision, Captain. Power down all your weapons and prepare for occupation. We are already powering down, Admiral. All Earth defense ships are shutting down their weapons systems. On Taiho's tactical display, the 8 human warships around Earth went dark one by one. Their weapons powered down, their shields dropped, and their engines reduced to minimum power. Excellent, Taiho said. Commander Jiwoo, deploy occupation. Forces to the planet's surface. Begin establishing control centers in their major cities. But far from Earth, in the cold darkness beyond Pluto, Lieutenant So Young watched everything from her hidden observation post. To any casual scan, her station looked like a simple asteroid. In reality, it was one of humanity's most advanced sensor platforms. Luna Base, this is Watchtower 9, she whispered into her communicator. Enemy fleet deployment complete. They are not scanning for hidden assets. Repeat, they believe they are alone in the system. Deep beneath the moon's surface, General Dong-hyun received the report in the Shadow Command Center. The facility had been carved from solid rock and hidden from all alien sensors. For 40 years, it had been humanity's most closely guarded secret. Sir, Colonel Jae-sung approached his commander. All observation posts report the same thing. The aliens think they have won. General Dong-hyun studied the holographic display, showing the entire solar system. Red dots marked alien ships, but those were not the only vessels in the system. Hidden throughout the asteroid belt, orbiting gas giant moons, and lurking in the shadow of planets were thousands of human ships that the aliens could not see. Any sign they suspect our true capabilities? The general asked. None, sir. They are scanning our public facilities, but they have not detected any of our hidden assets. Dr. Haya Jin sat in her laboratory, still pretending to be a simple scientist. While she gathered intelligence on the alien technology, the hegemony had allowed her to continue her research as part of their effort to catalog human knowledge. Doctor, her assistant Minki said quietly, the aliens want to see our computer systems. They want access to all our databases. Give them access to the public networks only, Haya Jin replied. Make sure they see exactly what we want them to see. The aliens received data about human population, technology, and resources. All of it was carefully prepared information that made humanity look primitive and defenseless. The real human databases, the ones containing actual military capabilities, remained hidden behind security systems the aliens could not detect. In the asteroid belt, Commander Minho floated on the bridge of what looked like a mining ship. The rock harvester appeared to be a simple cargo vessel, slowly moving between asteroids to collect minerals. But beneath its fake hull lay one of humanity's most advanced warships. Commander, Ensign Taemin reported, alien patrols are passing within 10 kilometers of our position. They are not scanning us. Good, Minho replied. Maintain mining operations. Let them think we are exactly what we appear to be, the alien. Patrol ship Swift Hunter drifted past the human mining vessel without a second look. Its captain, Sub-Commander Velkoth, was bored. These humans had so few ships that patrol duty was pointless. The captain marked the mining ship on his log as civilian vessel, no threat, and continued his patrol. Admiral Tae-ho established his headquarters on one of Earth's space stations. The humans had evacuated it without resistance, leaving behind what appeared to be primitive technology and basic living quarters. Commander Jiwoo, Tae-ho said, begin detailed scans of human industrial facilities. I want to know their manufacturing capacity. Yes, sir. Should we scan their outer system facilities as well? No need. Intelligence reports show they have only basic mining operations beyond Mars. Focus on the planet and its immediate vicinity. This was exactly what General Dong-hyun had hoped for. While the aliens focused on Earth and its moon, they ignored the vast network of hidden facilities throughout the outer solar system. On Europa, one of Jupiter's moons, what appeared to be a simple research station was actually a massive shipyard. Engineer Subin worked day and night with her team, preparing the final ships for what was coming. How many vessels are ready? Asked Captain Yoon Seo, who commanded the hidden fleet stationed near Jupiter. All of Battle Group 7 is operational, Subin reported. 50 ships, all equipped with the new shield-penetrating weapons. And they still cannot detect us? Our stealth systems are working perfectly. To their sensors, we look like ice and rock. Throughout the solar system, similar conversations were happening. Near Saturn, Battle Group 12 prepared for action. Beyond Neptune, the massive shipyards that had been building vessels for decades made final preparations. Near Mars, what looked like empty space actually contained hundreds of ships waiting for orders. Dr. Hai-Jin made an important discovery while studying alien technology samples. The hegemony shields that protected their ships had a critical weakness. They could not adapt quickly to certain energy frequencies. She transmitted this information through hidden networks to every human facility in the system. If we target their shields with modified pulse weapons, she reported to Luna Base, we can penetrate their defenses. Captain Seung-min continued his performance aboard the Soul's Pride. To the aliens, he appeared to be a defeated commander of a primitive fleet. In reality, he was coordinating with Admiral Kyung-ho, the man who commanded humanity's real military forces. Admiral, Seung-min said through encrypted channels, the aliens are growing comfortable. They have positioned their fleet exactly where we hoped they would. Excellent, Admiral Kyung-ho replied from his flagship hidden in the asteroid belt. Continue the deception. Let them think they have nothing to fear from humanity. The aliens began moving equipment to Earth's surface. They established mining operations and labor camps. They cataloged human cities and began planning how to use the human population as workers. Admiral Tae-ho was pleased with the progress. Commander Ji-woo, send a report to Hegemony Command. Tell them Earth pacification is complete. We are ready to begin resource extraction. Sir? Ji-woo hesitated. Some of our sensors are picking up unusual readings from the outer system. What kind of readings? Energy signatures that do not match known human technology, but they are very faint. Tae-ho dismissed the concern. Probably just their primitive mining equipment. Humans are too backward to pose any threat. But the readings were not from mining equipment. They were from the massive engines of hidden battleships taking position throughout the solar system. Ships that had been disguised for decades were slowly moving into attack formation. Lieutenant So Young watched alien supply ships moving between Earth and their fleet. The aliens had established regular patrol routes and cargo runs. They thought they controlled the entire system. Luna Base, she reported. Enemy fleet is maintaining standard formation. No signs of increased security. They are not expecting any threats. General Dong Hyun studied the tactical display one final time. The alien fleet was perfectly positioned. Their ships were spread out around Earth, confident in their superiority. They had no idea that humanity had spent 50 years preparing for exactly this moment. Colonel Jae-sung, he said quietly, send the activation codes to all units. Tell them to prepare for Operation Terra's Fury. Throughout the solar system, hidden ships and stations received the coded message. Commander Min-ho's mining vessel began powering up weapons that should not exist. Captain Yoon Seo's fleet near Jupiter started moving toward Earth. Admiral Kyung-ho's massive dreadnought emerged from the asteroid belt where it had been hiding for months. Dr. Hai-Jin sent one final intelligence update to all human forces. Enemy shield frequency identified. All weapons are calibrated for maximum penetration. Admiral Tae-ho stood on his bridge, watching Earth turn slowly below. He had no idea that thousands of human warships were moving through space around him. He could not see the massive fleets, hiding behind planets and moons. He did not know that humanity's true military power was about to reveal itself. The deception that had lasted for decades was about to end. Soon, the galactic hegemony would learn what humans were really capable of when they prepared for war. 3 weeks had passed since the hegemony fleet arrived at Earth. Admiral Tae-ho felt confident about the occupation. The humans had surrendered completely and were cooperating with all demands. His ships maintained perfect formation around the planet, and his ground forces controlled every major city. Commander Ji-woo, Tae-ho said from his command chair, what is the status of resource extraction operations? Proceeding on schedule, sir. The humans are providing detailed information about their mining facilities and industrial centers. They seem eager to avoid any conflict. Tae-ho nodded approvingly. Excellent. These primitives understand the futility of resistance. But appearances were deceiving. Deep beneath Geneva, Dr. Hai-Jin worked with a team of human scientists and engineers in a facility the aliens did not know existed. They had been analyzing every piece of alien technology they could access. Dr. Engineer Subin said, reviewing data on a holographic display. We have confirmed the weakness in their shield systems. The frequency vulnerability is present in all their ship classes. How effective will our modified weapons be? Dr. Hyojin asked. With the right calibration, we can penetrate their shields completely. Their armor is strong, but without shields, their ships are vulnerable. This information was transmitted through hidden networks to human forces throughout the solar system. To the aliens, human communications appeared primitive and easily monitored. They had no idea that humanity possessed quantum communication systems that could not be detected or intercepted. Captain Yoon Seo commanded Battle Group 7 from her flagship Terra's Shield, hidden in the shadow of Europa. Her 50 ships had been disguised as ice formations for months. To alien sensors, they appeared to be natural features of Jupiter's moon system. Captain, reported Lieutenant Huan Jin from the sensor station, alien patrol ships pass our position every 6 hours. They show no sign of detecting our presence. Good, Yoon Seo replied. Maintain silence protocols. Keep engines at minimum. Power and weapons offline until we receive activation orders. Similar scenes played out across the solar system. Near Saturn, Captain Sang Ho's Battle Group 12 remained hidden among the planet's rings. The alien patrols that occasionally swept through the area saw only ice and rock. They had no idea that deadly warships waited silently in the cosmic debris. On Earth, Colonel Jae-sung maintained his cover as a logistics coordinator for the human government. To the aliens, he appeared to be helping organize the surrender and occupation. In reality, he was coordinating resistance activities and preparing hidden weapon systems. Colonel, whispered Lieutenant Yoon-ji during a private meeting, the aliens want detailed maps of our underground facilities. Give them maps. Of the old subway tunnels and storage areas, Jae-sung replied quietly. Make sure they do not see any of our real installations. The real installations included massive underground weapons factories, hidden missile silos, and command centers that had been built over decades. The aliens received maps showing empty tunnels and abandoned areas. They never suspected that beneath their feet lay a network of military facilities. Dr. Hee-jin continued her role as Earth's chief scientist liaising with the aliens. She met regularly with hegemony research teams, appearing to share human knowledge while secretly gathering intelligence. Doctor, said the alien science coordinator, a being called Research Master Golthek. Your species shows interesting biological adaptations. We will need detailed genetic samples for our databases. Of course, Hee-jin replied. I will prepare the samples immediately. The samples she provided were carefully selected to show humans as physically weak and mentally limited. The real data about human capabilities remained hidden in facilities the aliens could not access. Far beyond Pluto, Admiral Kyung-ho observed everything from his flagship Terra's Wrath. The massive dreadnought had been under construction for 30 years, built in a hidden shipyard that moved slowly through the outer solar system. To any observer, it appeared to be a large asteroid. Admiral, reported Captain Dae-jung, his chief of staff, all battle groups report ready status. We have 12,000 ships in position throughout the system. And the aliens still do not suspect anything? No, sir. Their patrols continue to follow predictable routes. They scan only areas where they expect to find human activity. This was humanity's greatest advantage. The aliens thought they understood human capabilities based on what Earth had shown them publicly. They could not imagine that humans had spent 50 years building a hidden military force larger than anything the galaxy had ever seen. Commander Min Ho's ship Rock Harvester continued its mining operations in the asteroid belt. To alien observers, it was exactly what it appeared to be. A slow, clumsy cargo vessel collecting minerals. They could not see the advanced weapons systems hidden beneath the fake hull. Commander, Ensign Tae-min reported. Alien patrol ship. Swift Hunter is approaching. Same routine as always. Maintain normal operations, Min-ho ordered. Keep the mining lasers active and the cargo bay open. Let them see exactly what they expect to see. The alien patrol ship scanned the human mining vessel and found nothing suspicious. The captain, Sub-Commander Velkoth, was so bored with these routine patrols that he barely looked at the readings. Another harmless human cargo ship, slowly grinding rocks into useful materials. What Velkoth could not see was that the mining laser was actually a disguised plasma cannon capable of destroying a battleship. The cargo bay contained enough missiles to level a city. The slow cargo vessel had engines that could outrun most alien warships. Admiral Tejo grew more confident each day. His fleet controlled Earth's orbital space completely. His ground forces had established bases in every major city. The human government was cooperating fully with all demands. "Commander Jiwoo," he said, "I think we can begin the next phase of operations. Start deploying forces to Mars and the asteroid mining facilities." "Sir, should we maintain full fleet strength at Earth?" "No need. These humans have shown no sign of resistance. Deploy half the fleet to secure the outer system. Leave 400 ships to maintain control here." This decision was exactly what General Dong Hyun had been waiting for. From his hidden command center beneath the moon, he watched the alien fleet divide. 400 ships remained at Earth, while the rest spread out across the solar system. "Colonel Jae Sung," he transmitted through encrypted channels, "the enemy is dividing their forces. Phase 2 is approved." Phase 2 involved moving human ships into final attack positions. The aliens saw their own fleet movements but remained blind to the massive human forces repositioning around them. Captain Yoon Seo received new orders. Move Battlegroup 7 to attack position near Mars. Her 50 ships began a slow, careful journey through space, using Jupiter's gravity to mask their movement. To alien sensors, they appeared to be natural debris carried by gravitational forces. Dr. Haye Jin made another crucial discovery. While analyzing alien computer systems, she found detailed information about hegemony fleet tactics and communication protocols. "They coordinate their ships through a central command network," she reported to Luna Base. "If we can disrupt their communications, their fleet coordination will collapse." This intelligence was immediately transmitted to every human unit. The plan was forming. First, strike the communication systems, then attack with overwhelming force while the enemy was blind and confused. Engineer Su Bin worked frantically in her hidden laboratory, making final modifications to human weapons systems. The frequency adjustments that would penetrate alien shields were being installed on every human ship and defense platform. "Dr. Hai Jin," she reported, "all weapons are now calibrated for maximum effectiveness against hegemony shields. When we attack, their defenses will be useless." On Earth's surface, the aliens established labor camps and mining operations. They began forcing humans to work in dangerous conditions, extracting rare minerals for the hegemony's use. To the galaxy, this appeared to be a successful conquest of a primitive world. But beneath the surface, resistance networks prepared for action. Hidden weapons caches were positioned near every alien facility. Surface-to-orbit missile systems, disguised as industrial equipment, waited for activation codes. Admiral Tae-ho sent regular reports to Hegemony Command, describing the successful occupation of Earth. His superiors were pleased with the easy conquest and began planning similar operations against other worlds. "The humans are proving to be ideal subjects," Tae-ho reported. "They are intelligent enough to be useful workers, but too primitive to pose any threat to our forces." He had no idea that every transmission he sent was intercepted and analyzed by human intelligence services. The aliens' communication codes, tactical procedures, and strategic plans were all known to human commanders. Lieutenant So Young continued her watch from the hidden observation post beyond Pluto. Her sensors tracked every alien ship movement, every patrol route, every supply convoy. The information flowed constantly to human command centers throughout the system. "Luna Base," she reported. "Enemy forces are becoming overconfident. Their security procedures are relaxing. They are not scanning for threats." General Dong Hyun smiled as he received the report. Overconfidence was exactly what humanity needed. The longer the aliens believed they were completely safe, the more devastating. The morning sun rose over Earth, painting the sky in soft colors that seemed peaceful, despite the alien ships hanging in orbit above. Admiral Tae-ho stood in his command center aboard the captured space station, reviewing reports from across the solar system. Everything was proceeding perfectly. "Admiral," Commander Jiwoo approached with a datapad. "The labor camp commanders are requesting permission to begin population transfers. They want to move humans from the cities to work facilities." Tae-ho nodded. "Approved. Begin with non-essential. Populations, move them to the mining operations on the Moon and Mars. This order would change everything." For 50 years, humanity had prepared for many scenarios, but forcing their people into labor camps crossed a line that could not be uncrossed. In hidden command centers across the solar system, the final activation codes were sent. Deep beneath Luna's surface, General Dong Hyun received the report about population transfers. His face remained calm, but inside, he felt a cold anger that had been building for weeks. "Colonel Jae-sung," he said quietly, "send the message to all units. Operation Terra's Fury is now active. All stealth protocols are terminated. All human forces are weapons-free." The message went out through quantum communication networks the aliens could not detect. In milliseconds, it reached every hidden ship, every disguised station, every secret weapon platform throughout the solar system. Commander Minho received the activation order aboard his mining ship in the asteroid belt. For months, he had watched alien patrol ships pass by, treating his vessel like harmless space debris. Now it was time to show them what humans could really do. "All hands. Battle stations," he announced to his crew. "Drop the mining disguise, weapons online, engines to full power." The rock harvester began to transform. Fake hull plates fell away, revealing advanced armor beneath. Hidden weapon ports opened, showing plasma cannons and missile tubes. The slow mining ship suddenly became a deadly battlecruiser. All around the asteroid belt, similar transformations were happening. Hundreds of mining vessels and cargo haulers shed their disguises. What appeared to be empty space suddenly filled with warships as stealth systems deactivated. Ensign Tae-min stared at his sensor display in amazement. "Commander, I am reading. Over 800 ships in our immediate area. Where did they all come from?" "They were always here," Minho replied with a grim smile. "The aliens just could not see them." On the alien patrol ship Swift Hunter, Sub-Commander Velkoth was having the worst day of his military career. His sensors suddenly showed impossible readings. Space was full of human ships that had not been there moments before. Communications. "Send emergency signal to the fleet," he shouted. "Unknown human forces detected. Massive fleet presence throughout the asteroid belt." But his transmission never reached the alien fleet. Lieutenant So-young had activated her hidden stations jamming systems. Across the solar system, human communications warfare specialists began disrupting alien networks. Captain Yoon Seo stood on the bridge of Terra's shield as her ship emerged from behind Europa. Around her, Battle Group 7 dropped their ice, disguises, and powered up for battle. 50 advanced warships appeared where the aliens thought there was only empty moon. "All ships, this is Captain Yoon Seo," she broadcast to her battle group. "Target the alien supply convoy in Jupiter orbit. Remember, we hit fast and hard, then disappear before they can respond." The alien supply convoy never knew what hit them. 12 cargo ships and their escorts were destroyed in seconds by weapons they could not see coming. By the time reinforcements arrived, the human ships had vanished back into the maze of Jupiter's moons. On Earth, Colonel Jae-sung received the activation signal while attending a meeting with alien occupation commanders. He excused himself politely, walked to what appeared to be a supply closet, and activated a hidden communication panel. "All resistance cells, this is Command 7. Operation Terra's Fury is active. Begin surface operations immediately. Across Earth." Hidden weapons systems came online. Buildings that looked like normal offices and factories revealed missile launchers and defensive guns. Parks and playgrounds opened to show underground bunkers filled with armed resistance fighters. Titaponi. Aliens in the major cities suddenly found themselves surrounded by humans who were no longer acting like defeated civilians. Lieutenant Eun-ji led one of the resistance teams in Seoul, attacking alien communication centers with weapons that should not exist. Dr. Haya-jin was in her laboratory when the activation order came through. She immediately began uploading a virus into the alien computer systems she had been studying. For weeks, she had been preparing malicious code designed to crash alien ships' navigation and targeting systems. "Minki," she called to her assistant, "activate the security protocols, lock down all the real research data, and begin destroying any information that could help them." Throughout Earth's hidden facilities, scientists and engineers began the final phase of their deception. Fake data was uploaded to alien systems, while real human technology was secured and protected. Admiral Tae-ho was reviewing population transfer reports when his world exploded into chaos. Alarms began sounding throughout his command center as reports flooded in from across the fleet. "Admiral," Commander Jiwoo shouted over the noise, "we are receiving emergency signals from patrol ships throughout the system. They report massive human fleet movements." "That is impossible," Taeho replied. "The humans have 8 ships. We destroyed their military capability. Sir, early reports suggest thousands of human vessels. Our patrols are requesting immediate reinforcement." Taeho felt the first cold touch of fear. "Put me through to the fleet commanders. I want full situation reports from every ship." But the communications were not working properly. Human jamming systems were disrupting alien networks across the solar system. Reports came through in fragments. Hundreds of ships under attack. Where did they come from? Admiral Kyung-ho stood on the bridge of his flagship Terra's Wrath as it emerged from the shadow of Neptune. The massive dreadnought had been hidden for so long that its crew was eager for action. "Communications. Open a channel to all human forces," he ordered. "This is Admiral Kyung-ho, commanding the Terra Defense Fleet. All units are authorized for immediate attack. Show these invaders what happens when they threaten our people." Across the solar system, the response was immediate and overwhelming. Near Mars, Captain Sang-ho's Battle Group 12 attacked alien mining operations. Around Saturn, hidden shipyards began launching newly completed vessels. In the outer asteroid belt, mobile weapons platforms that had been disguised as space, debris opened fire on alien supply lines. Captain Sung-min, who had spent weeks pretending to command a defeated fleet, finally dropped his act. The Soul's Pride powered up weapons that were far more advanced than anything the aliens had seen. "All Earth defense ships, this is Captain Sung-min. End deception protocols. Show them our real capabilities." The 8 primitive human warships around Earth suddenly became something entirely different. Advanced armor plating deployed from hidden compartments. Weapon systems came online that were decades ahead of what humanity was supposed to possess. The defeated Earth Defense Force became a formation of highly advanced battleships. Engineer Subin watched from her hidden facility as the first human weapons struck alien shields. The frequency modifications worked perfectly. Alien defensive systems, designed to stop conventional weapons, offered no protection against humanity's modified energy weapons. "Direct hits on all targets," she reported to Admiral Kyung-ho. "Their shields are completely ineffective against our weapons. We are achieving near 100% penetration." The alien ship Dominion's Fist shuddered under impacts that should have been impossible. Its shields, which could stop planet-killing weapons, were being torn apart by human energy beams. "Shields failing," reported the alien weapons officer. "Unknown energy frequency. Our defenses cannot adapt." Admiral Taeho stared at his tactical display in horror. Red warning symbols filled the screen as alien ships throughout the system reported critical damage. The primitive humans were using weapons technology that seemed impossible. "How many ships do they have?" he demanded. "Current count is over 3,000 and rising, sir," Commander Jiwoo replied, his voice shaking. "Our sensors keep detecting new vessels emerging from hidden positions. 3,000? That is impossible. Intelligence said they had 8 ships. Sir, initial count may have been wrong. We are now reading 4,000, 5,000. Sir, the numbers keep increasing." General Dong-hyun watched the battle unfold from his command center. Every hidden ship, every disguised weapon platform, every secret facility was now revealed. The careful deception that humanity had maintained for 50 years was over. "Colonel Jae-sung," he said with satisfaction, "send a message to Admiral Taeho. Tell him that Earth offers him one chance to surrender." The message reached the alien admiral as his fleet was being systematically destroyed by forces he could not understand. Human ships appeared from everywhere and nowhere, attacking with precision and overwhelming firepower. Admiral Taeho came. The transmission from General Dong-hyun. "This is General Dong-hyun of the Terra Defense Force. Your invasion has failed. Surrender immediately, or we will destroy every ship in your fleet." Admiral Taeho's command center had become a nightmare of flashing red lights and panicked voices. His tactical display showed impossible numbers, human ships appearing throughout the solar system in quantities that defied all intelligence reports. "Admiral," Commander Jiwoo shouted over the chaos, "we have lost contact with 60% of our fleet. The humans are jamming our communications and destroying our ships faster than we can count them." "How is this possible?" Taeho demanded. staring at the display that now showed over 8,000 human vessels. Where did they all come from? His answer came from an unexpected source. Captain Seung-min's face appeared on the main screen, no longer looking like a defeated commander. His eyes were hard and his voice was steady. Admiral Tae-ho, I am Captain Seung-min of the Earth Defense Force. The ships you are seeing have been hidden throughout our solar system for 50 years. You were never fighting our military, you were fighting our decoy. Before Tae-ho could respond, the transmission changed. A new face appeared, an older human with gray hair and cold eyes. I am Fleet Admiral Kyung-ho, Supreme Commander of the Terra Defense Fleet, the man said calmly. For 5 decades, humanity has prepared for this day. We have built shipyards you could not see, weapons you could not detect, and fleets you could not imagine. Admiral Kyung-ho stood on the bridge of Terra's Wrath, watching the battle unfold across multiple tactical displays. His flagship was enormous, larger than anything the hegemony had brought to Earth. Around him, his command staff coordinated the attacks of 12,000 warships. Admiral, reported Captain Dae-jung, all battle groups are in position. The alien fleet is completely surrounded. They have no escape routes. Excellent. Begin Phase 2. Show them what concentrated firepower looks like. Throughout the solar system, human battle groups that had been fighting individually now began coordinating their attacks. The result was devastating. Alien ships that had survived the initial surprise found themselves facing concentrated fire from multiple directions. Captain Yoon Seo commanded her battle group near Jupiter, watching alien reinforcements attempt to reach Earth. Her 50 ships moved with perfect coordination, destroying enemy vessels before they could even return fire. Target the heavy cruiser Stellar Dominance, she ordered. All ships, focus fire on their engine section. The alien heavy cruiser, one of the most powerful ships in the hegemony fleet, was destroyed in seconds. Human weapons, modified with Dr. Hai-jin's frequency calculations, tore through its shields like they were made of paper. On the alien ship, the captain had just enough time to send a desperate message to Hegemony Command. Human fleet strength grossly underestimated. They have thousands of ships. Repeat, thousands of ships. Fleet strength exceeds anything in Hegemony records. Send all available reinforcements immediately. But reinforcements were days away, and the battle was happening now. Commander Min-ho's forces in the asteroid belt had completely destroyed the alien patrols. His mining ships revealed themselves to be advanced battle cruisers, each one capable of destroying multiple enemy vessels. Commander, Ensign Tae-min reported, we have eliminated all alien presence in the belt, moving to support the main fleet. Action near Earth. Good. Let us show Admiral Tae-ho what a real space battle looks like. Dr. Hai-jin watched the battle from her laboratory on Earth while continuing her cyber warfare operations. The virus she had uploaded to alien systems was spreading through their fleet networks, causing navigation failures and weapons malfunctions. Min-ki, she called to her assistant, the alien computer virus is working. Their ships are losing targeting, capability, and engine control. How many ships are affected? At least 200 so far, and the effect is spreading. Their integrated computer systems are working against them. This was another advantage humanity had prepared. While the aliens used networked systems for efficiency, humans had designed weapons specifically to exploit those connections. Colonel Jae-sung led resistance forces on Earth's surface, attacking alien ground installations that no longer had fleet support. Hidden weapons caches throughout the planet provided his teams with advanced equipment. All teams, this is Command 7. He transmitted to resistance cells worldwide. Enemy orbital. Support is eliminated. Begin final assault on all alien facilities. In New York, London, Tokyo, and dozens of other cities, human resistance fighters emerged from hiding with weapons and vehicles that the aliens had never suspected existed. The defeated population of Earth was suddenly fighting back with military equipment that matched or exceeded alien technology. Lieutenant Yoon-ji led her team against the alien command center in Seoul. The building, which had been the headquarters for the Korean occupation zone, was defended by alien troops who found themselves cut off from their fleet. Target the communication arrays first, she ordered. Do not let them coordinate with other ground forces. Engineer Subin monitored weapon effectiveness from her hidden facility. The frequency modifications were working beyond all expectations. Alien ships that should have been nearly invincible were being destroyed by human weapons they could not defend against. "Admiral Kyung-ho," she reported, "enemy shield effectiveness is near zero. Our weapons are achieving complete penetration on all targets." "Understood. All ships, you are cleared to use maximum firepower. Show them no mercy." "Sapake." Response was immediate. Human ships throughout the solar system opened fire with every weapon they possessed. The space around Earth lit up with energy beams, missile explosions, and the brilliant flashes of dying alien ships. Admiral Tae-ho watched his fleet disappear from the tactical display. Ships that had served the hegemony for decades were being destroyed faster than he could count. His communications officer was receiving panicked reports from across the system. "Admiral, the heavy battleship Iron Dominion is gone. The carrier group near Mars has been destroyed. The patrol squadrons in the asteroid belt are not responding." "How many ships do we have left?" Tae-ho asked, dreading the answer. "Less than 200, sir, and that number is dropping rapidly. 200 ships from a fleet that had numbered 800. In less than 6 hours, the humans had destroyed or disabled 3/4 of the hegemony Fourth Fleet." Lieutenant So Young, still monitoring from her hidden observation post, watched alien ships attempting to escape the system. They were fleeing, in panic, abandoning their positions and running for the edge of the solar system. "Luna Base," she reported. "Multiple alien ships attempting to retreat. They are breaking formation and running." "Negative," came General Dong Hyun's response. "No alien ship leaves this system. All human forces prevent enemy escape. Show them what happens when you invade our home." Captain Sang-ho's Battle Group 12 was positioned perfectly to intercept fleeing alien ships. His forces had been hidden near the system's edge, waiting for exactly this moment. "All ships, weapons free," he ordered. "Nothing gets past us." The fleeing alien ships ran directly into a wall of human firepower. Ships that might have escaped to warn the hegemony were destroyed before they could reach hyperspace distance. "Admiral." Kyung-ho opened communications to the surviving alien fleet. His message was broadcast on all frequencies, ensuring every alien ship would receive it. "Admiral Tae-ho, you came to our system believing you faced a primitive species with 8 warships. You now see the truth. Humanity has 12,000 ships in this system, with shipyards producing more every day. We have weapons you cannot defend against, and technology you cannot understand." The transmission continued. "You have one opportunity to survive this encounter. Order all your remaining ships to power down weapons and surrender immediately. Any ship that attempts to fight or flee will be destroyed." Admiral Tae-ho looked around his command center. His staff was staring at him, waiting for orders. His fleet was being systematically destroyed by an enemy that should not exist. The primitive humans had revealed themselves to be the most dangerous military force the galaxy had ever seen. "Sir," Commander Ji-woo said quietly, "we have incoming reports from Hegemony Command. They received our distress signals before communications. We're cut." "What did they say?" "They are sending the 7th and 9th fleets to support us. 3,000 ships, sir." Tae-ho felt a moment of hope, but it died quickly. 3,000 ships would take weeks to reach Earth. His fleet had hours at most before it was completely destroyed. Admiral Kyung-ho's voice came through the speakers again. "Admiral Tae-ho, you have 60 seconds to respond to our surrender demand. After that, we will assume you prefer to fight to the death." Tae-ho looked at his tactical display one more time. The numbers were impossible to argue with. 12,000 human ships against his remaining 150 vessels. The battle was not just lost. It was the worst military disaster in hegemony history. For the first time in his career, Admiral Tae-ho was forced to consider the unthinkable, surrendering to a species the hegemony considered primitive. But as he watched another dozen of his ships disappear from the display, he realized he had no choice. The humans had turned the invasion into a trap, and the galactic hegemony had walked directly into it. Now, the survivors would have to live, with the consequences of underestimating humanity's capacity for war. The silence on Admiral Tae-ho's bridge was broken only by the steady beeping of alarms and the quiet sobbing of his communications officer. Around Earth, the wreckage of the hegemony Fourth Fleet drifted in slowly expanding clouds of debris. Of the 800 ships that had arrived to conquer humanity, fewer than 100 remained operational. "Admiral," Commander Ji-woo said quietly, his voice hoarse from shouting orders during the battle, Admiral Kyung-ho is requesting your response to his surrender demand. Tae-ho stared at the tactical display that showed the impossible truth. 12,000 human warships surrounding his pathetic remnant of a fleet. Each red dot on the screen represented a ship that should not exist, weapons that should not be possible, and a military force that had made the galactic hegemony look like amateurs. "Open a channel," Tae-ho said, his voice barely above a whisper. Admiral Kyung-ho's face appeared on the main screen. The human looked calm and professional, showing none of the rage that Tae-ho expected from a species that had just been invaded. "Admiral Tae-ho," Kyung-ho said, "do you wish to surrender your remaining forces?" Tae-ho struggled with the words. In 300 years of military service, he had never surrendered to anyone. "I formally surrender the Hegemony 4th Fleet to the Terra Defense Force." A wise decision. "Order all your ships to power down weapons and engines immediately. Any vessel that fails to comply will be destroyed." Within minutes, the surviving alien ships went dark. Human vessels moved in to secure the defeated fleet, while medical ships prepared to treat wounded aliens with the same care they would show to humans. General Dong-hyun emerged from his hidden command center beneath the moon, finally able to walk in the open after decades of secrecy. The old soldier looked up at Earth, where the lights of human cities sparkled against the darkness of space. "Colonel Jae-sung," he said to his aide, "send a message to all human colonies. Tell them the Earth is secure." The message went out through quantum communication networks to human settlements throughout the galaxy, Mars, Europa, the asteroid belt colonies, and the secret outposts that even the hegemony did not know existed. Humanity's hidden empire was vast and well defended. Dr. Hai-jin stood in her laboratory, surrounded by alien technology that would advance human science by decades. But her focus was on a different project, analyzing the hegemony's galactic communication networks. "Minki," she called to her assistant, "I have accessed their main database. The hegemony has over 12,000 member species, but most of them are enslaved or conquered peoples. Their military is spread thin across hundreds of systems." "What does that mean for us?" "It means they are not as strong as they appear. If we can encourage their subject species to rebel, the hegemony will collapse from within." Captain Sung-min walked through the corridors of his ship, no longer pretending to command a defeated vessel. The Soul's Pride was revealed to be one of humanity's most advanced warships, equipped with technology that even other human captains did not know existed. "Lieutenant Yoon-ji," he said to his communications officer, "send a message to all Earth defense ships. Stand down from battle alert, but maintain weapons ready. This war is not over." Engineer Subin worked in her facility, designing new weapons based on data collected during the battle. The frequency penetration system had worked perfectly. But she was already thinking about the next generation of human military technology. "If the hegemony sends more fleets," she told her team, "we need to be ready with even better weapons. They will learn from this defeat and adapt their defenses." Her assistant, a young engineer named Tai Sung, looked worried. "Will they send more fleets?" "Count on it. The hegemony does not accept defeat easily. But next time, we will be ready for them." Admiral Kyung-ho called a meeting of all senior commanders aboard his flagship. The massive conference room was filled with officers who had spent their careers in secrecy, commanding fleets that officially did not exist. "Commanders," he began, "we have won a great victory today, but we must not become overconfident. The hegemony has thousands of fleets, and they will want revenge for what happened here." Captain Yoon-seo raised her hand. "Admiral, what are our orders regarding the captured alien technology? Study everything, learn their weaknesses, improve our defenses. The next time they come, they will bring everything they have." Admiral Tae-ho sat in his cell aboard a human prison ship, staring out at the wreckage of his fleet. The humans had treated him with respect, providing medical care for his wounds and comfortable quarters for his imprisonment. But he could not forget the scope of his failure. A human guard approached his cell. It was Dr. Hai-jin, now wearing a military uniform that identified her as a colonel in human intelligence. "Admiral," she said politely, "I wanted to thank you for your cooperation during the surrender. Your orders saved many lives, both alien and human." "Why?" Tae-ho asked. "Why did you deceive us so completely?" Dr. Hai-jin sat down across from him. Because we learned about your people 50 years ago when we first achieved faster-than-light travel. We monitored your communications, studied your tactics, and realized that contact with the hegemony would eventually lead to invasion. So you prepared for war. We prepared for survival. Humanity spent 50 years building the largest military force in galactic history, all hidden from your scouts and spies. We hoped we would never need it, but we were ready when you came. Taeho shook his head in amazement. 12,000 ships! How did you build so many without us knowing? Patience, planning, and the understanding that sometimes peace can only be maintained through overwhelming strength. Commander Jiwoo was brought to the same prison ship later that day. He found his admiral staring out at the human fleet, still unable to believe what he was seeing. "Sir," Jiwoo said quietly, "I have been interrogated by their intelligence officers. They know everything about our military capabilities, our fleet movements, even our classified communication codes. How long have they been watching us?" "Since they achieved FTL travel, sir. 50 years of constant surveillance. They know more about the hegemony than most of our own commanders." 3 weeks later, the first hegemony reinforcements arrived at the edge of the solar system. The 7th and 9th fleets, 3,000 ships strong, dropped out of hyperspace expecting to support Admiral Taeho's conquest of Earth. Instead, they found Admiral Kyung-ho waiting for them with 15,000 human warships. The battle lasted less than 4 hours. Fleet Admiral Golmars, commander of the hegemony reinforcements, transmitted his surrender while his fleet was being systematically destroyed around him. The humans accepted, adding 3,000 more alien ships to their growing collection of prizes. Dr. Hye-jin sent a message through captured hegemony communication networks, broadcasting to every species in the galaxy. "This is Dr. Hye-jin of the Human Republic. The galactic hegemony has attempted to invade our territory and enslave our people. They have failed. Any hegemony fleet that enters human space will be destroyed. However, we offer friendship and trade to all species seeking freedom from hegemony. Oppression." The response was immediate. Within days, representatives from dozens of oppressed species contacted Earth, seeking alliance against their hegemony overlords. The rebellion that Dr. Hye-jin had predicted began spreading across the galaxy. General Dong-hyun stood in his command center, now openly operating on the moon's surface. The facility that had been hidden for decades was revealed to be the size of a city, with command capabilities exceeding anything the hegemony possessed. "Colonel Jae-sung," he said, watching reports of rebellions throughout the galaxy, "prepare our expeditionary fleets. It seems we will be needed to support our new allies. How many ships should we deploy, sir? Start with 20,000. Keep another 30,000 in reserve." Jae-sung stared at his general. 50,000 ships? Sir, do we really have that many? General Dong-hyun smiled. "Colonel, the 12,000 ships that defeated the hegemony here represent only our home defense fleet. Our full military strength is considerably larger." 1 year later, the galactic hegemony had collapsed. Species after species rose in rebellion, supported by human fleets and human technology. The oppressive empire that had ruled the galaxy for millennia crumbled in months. Admiral Taeho, released from human custody as part of peace negotiations, stood on the observation deck of a passenger ship carrying him home to what remained of hegemony space. Behind him, Earth grew smaller in the distance, but he would never forget the lesson he had learned there. Commander Jiwoo joined him at the observation window. "Sir, what will you tell them when we get home?" "The truth," Taeho replied. "That we encountered a species that appears weak but is actually the most dangerous force in the galaxy. That they spent 50 years preparing for war while hoping for peace. That underestimating humanity is a mistake no one should ever make again." He paused, watching Earth's moon, where the massive human command center now operated openly. "And I will tell them that humans do not just defend their territory. They prepare for war so thoroughly that victory becomes inevitable. They turned our invasion into our destruction, and they did it with such precision that we never had a chance." The ship carrying the former hegemony officers jumped to hyperspace, taking them away from the solar system where TW